We will now do exercise 9, explore packaged components and deployment actions. We will look at the actions for both packaged components and deployments. Some actions are available on both sections, so we will look at them once in packaged components. Let's begin by examining how to filter. In packaged components, we can filter by the component type, if we're sharing it, and the package component ID. Each package component record has an actions menu with many options. We'll explore these in order, beginning with deploy. For this exercise, we're going to use version ADM-MAR 2020, the updated math, which is deployed to test. So you can deploy from packaged components without repackaging your component by clicking on the deploy menu. This is going to take you to the Select Environments page. You can follow the instructions in Exercise 8 to deploy your package. For this one, I'm going to press Cancel. I just wanted to show you how to get here. Next, let's take a look at the package component details. Package component details displays detailed information about a specific package version. There are tabs for included components, deployments, and process library. As you click on each tab, once you are finished looking at them, you can then click the Close button. Next, we're going to take a look at the package component history. This displays the historical details of all packaged component versions for the selected component. You can use filters to find a specific version of your package component or filter versions based upon sharing capabilities. Once again, we'll press Close. You can compare packaged components. Now you can compare the included components within the select package component version with another version or with the latest versions in the deployment. This menu is going to behave the same both in package components and in deployments. By comparing the two versions, you can identify what has changed and what has not changed in the dependent components. We can select based upon the latest revision in development, or we can select on another version radio button. So we're going to do this, and we're going to choose the one that's listed here, which is ADM-MAR 2020-01, and press the Compare button. The comparison report window displays. This will display components that are unchanged between revisions. They are not highlighted. Components which have changed are going to be highlighted in yellow, and components which exist in one revision but not the other will have an orange highlight. Now our map is highlighted in yellow because we changed this in Exercise 8. You can view everything, or you can compare only those things that have changed or only those that have not changed. You can press Close. Moving along, our final option is to copy to the Component Explorer. What this will do is this will copy the current component and all of its dependent components to a folder in the Component Explorer. And this will behave the same in package components as well as deployments. So before we can copy something, we need to have a location to put it. So we're going to go into our Build tab, and we're going to create a folder under Integration Administration. And we're going to call this folder Production Deployment. Now we will return to package components. We're going to select the most recent deployed version, which will be ADM-MAR 2020-02, and we're going to copy this version to the Component Explorer. This lists all of the components, and you can click just some If you want to copy, you can click all or none, however you want it to be. We're going to take everything, and you can select your destination folder. And here we're going to select the production deployment folder. And then we'll copy the components. Tells us that our deployed process and associate components have been successfully copied to the Component Explorer. So if we go into the Component Explorer, when we go into Integration Administration, now if you take a look in our production deployment, you will see everything has been copied over, including our process. That concludes all of the actions for the package component option. Now what we'll do is take a look at the deployment menu. So we'll go to deployments. For this, we will have the ability to deploy to a different environment, roll back, undeploy, view the deployment history, compare deployments, and copy to the Component Explorer. We have used deploy to a different environment in exercise 8, and the pair deployments and the copy component explorer are the same as in package components. So we're going to focus on rollback, undeploy, deploy history. What rollback does is this allows you to return to a formally deployed version. Maybe you've released a version containing an error and you want to roll back the last correct version. You can simply roll back by typing a message in the deployment notes. And once again, we highly recommend, it is optional, but we highly recommend that you enter a message. So here we've entered the message roll back due to error. It asks us which version we would like to roll back to. We only have one, so we'll roll back to that particular one. We then click on Next and Review. This tells us what environment. This is our deployment notes. We're rolling back due to error. This is the deployed version, and this is the version that we're rolling back to. And you can click on Deploy. We click on Close, and now we've rolled back to version 1 in test. Now, undeploy is a little bit different than rolling back. The undeploy action will remove the component from the environment. For a process or an API component, it is no longer available to execute. One thing I do want to point out to you is undeploying a component does not delete the package component version. So if we want to undeploy this version that we have in test, we will select the undeploy button. It gives us a message. It says undeploy package component, and it gives you the version of the package component and the name of the process from the test environment. And this will remove the component from the environment. In the case of a process or an API component, it will no longer be available to execute. And undeploying does not delete the package component version. Now, one reason that you may want to undeploy is to get licenses back. We're not going to undeploy our process. We're going to click the cancel button because we do want to keep this process out there. For deployment history, this will allow you to view the historical details and the deployment status for all versions for the selected package component to a deployed environment. In our example, you can see that we have an initial test deployment. We then updated the map and we rolled back due to errors. So we're back to the first version that we have and its status is active. This is the end of our Explore package components and deployment actions. Now it's your turn to complete Exercise 8, Package and Deploy Account XML to CSV, and Exercise 9, Explore Package Components and Deployment Actions.